She's a prominent figure in the fashion industry. Countless models have strut her work on the runway, captivating audiences both here and abroad.
Dita Sandico, fashion designer. It's been 26 years since I started in the fashion industry. As a young child, I've always wanted to work in the design field. I always loved sketching and doodling. I like to play with colors. I've come up with a totally different style. Somehow it's been very modern in inspiration. The lines are geometric, it's linear, very what you call minimalist, and it has its own statement in terms of fabric.
From bags, shoes, wraps to evening wear, Dita Sandico has created pieces that are extraordinary with the use of a very simple and humble material, the banana fiber.
The banana fiber has its own texture. It can stand on its own. It has some body. It's not as soft as the regular silk. It's very close to the linen, but even more beautiful because it has its natural sheen. It's very light and airy, almost see-through, transparent. When people see it, they always notice or they find it such an exotic fabric because it's totally different from the rest, and you don't really see it in any part of the world. I've been working with the banana fiber for the past how many years and learned how to use it in so many different ways.
Making cloth out of banana fiber is a rigorous process, and all the steps are performed by hand. It starts with the stripping of the banana trunk, and then the fibers are hung to dry. The strips of banana fibers are sorted according to thickness and classification. Then, they are dyed using natural coloring agents like yellow ginger, talisay leaves, bakawan lalaki, atsuete, and buko husk. After that, candle wax is put on the fiber for extra shine, and then each strip is hand-woven, producing an all-natural, eco-friendly textile.
It's one of my favorite fibers right now because I've learned to use it in my own way. I've learned to cut and sew the fabric in my own terms. I've learned to make the most out of it. Right now, I've been working with the Catanduanes weavers. These people are a small weaving community down south. It's like a small fishing village. But I've also worked with other communities like the Santiago weavers in Ilocos, the Mangyan weavers in Mindoro. I have weavers in Bulacan. And with this in mind, with working with the weavers, they really come up with something special because it's their traditional weave. And we've really tried to match it and work on it in a contemporary way.
Working hand in hand with small communities, Dita has managed to provide them with a sustainable income. And most of all, she has helped keep a cultural heritage alive.
The local artisans are now even more inspired because we're using their materials and their products. Communities are having better lifestyles. We're able to help these communities grow. One example is the weaving area we have in Catanduanes, where we're also supporting a preschool, and somehow these children are growing to love what they see that their parents are doing, like the mothers when they start weaving the fabric, and they're actually learning from them. So we hope that we can keep this whole tradition alive, because somehow one day we would like to have the weaving industry keep growing. When you work with people like the Katutubos or the indigenous people, you learn about sustainability. You learn how you can actually work with practically nothing. and you can actually grow everything from scratch and turn things around. I guess right now I have come into full terms with all these materials in a way that I can actually level it up to a different level. And it's not just homegrown crafts, but products that could really compete in the market. So I think that's really the way to go right now.
Dita has done wonders for the local fashion industry. Her creations emanate her love for colors and nature, and she has never failed to highlight this indigenous material in her works.
Through the years, it has developed its own look. It's a totally new thing in the market. I think the whole world is looking at the fabric, they're watching it grow, and it's inspiring to see it get up to a different level. Whenever I travel abroad and here in the provinces, I always bump into people who like to say good things about the fabrics. And it's like giving back to me and saying, you know, you've done a good job by promoting these products. And somehow abroad and locally, they themselves are proud to show off what we have. And that makes my heart full. It makes me really smile within and say, okay, I think I'm doing my job well, and hopefully we can spread the word out there even more. So it took me quite a while to be able to accept my being an instrument for this. I thought to myself, am I ready? Do I have to do it? And all the questions that run through my mind. But as I've seen the materials grow, and I've seen it flourish, I feel that there's a certain sense of fulfillment in my heart. And somehow it has really grown in me. And it helps me go through my challenges in my life. And it makes me even a stronger person in that sense, because I really love the things that I'm doing right now. And being able to accept my being an instrument in sharing this product to everyone gives you more insight. You can actually go to greater heights because you tear down boundaries, and in that sense it really drives you. It's the feeling that you have a mission to pursue.